Head coach Bobby Hurley is joining us. Thanks for the time, Coach. Please start us off with an opening statement, and then we'll move on to questions from the media using the raise hand function. Go ahead, Coach.
Well, I mean, it wasn't, a high scoring affair, obviously not the prettiest game on offense, but these both teams really competed, I think, at a very high level. And, defensively, both teams, I think in their own way, were very effective. And, I thought we were in good shape. Second half, got up 6, and then they quickly, cut that deficit. So it was never easy, hard fought game. I thought we had great defensive contributions from Jalen House, especially his ball pressure and his just trying to guard Bonton, who's a heck of a player. And then and I thought Graham's block was unbelievable. So those were a few plays. Holland Wood's tie up. There were some really important plays made defensively by a number of our guys, which helped us get the victory today.
Go to questions from the media, starting with Doug.
Bobby, how hard is it for you to keep Jalen House off the floor at this point with just the energy that he's providing and the defense that he's given you?
Well, I mean, there aren't a lot of guys over there, Doug. So it's actually pretty easy to keep him on the floor. But that was my attempt at humor. But he is, very extremely valuable to what we're doing right now. And he's probably developed faster than anyone has really this year in the program. And, Jalen Graham, certainly the second half of the year as well, but he just, the stat sheet, the box score, whatever, does not reflect his value and, how disruptive he is, how much, energy he provides, guarding. And then he had a tremendous assist to Kamani Lawrence in the second half. So he's doing it, at both ends of the floor.
Cam?
Coach, I like the joke. It was a good joke. Just curious, what were your emotions like that last couple of minutes? We all know how emotional you can get in games. Just what was you thinking the last few minutes there?
Just trying to, stay composed. I'm glad I had all my timeouts, which was, I think we needed every one of them to make sure that our guys were on the same page for offensive possessions, as well as that final, defensive possession where Zoe was able to score in the paint, and what a fantastic game he had, guarding Noah Williams for most of the game, who was a really good player, and then having the offensive game that he had. But I was just trying to remain calm. We had been in a lot of close games, and we've been there before, so just trying to make the right plays to win.
Ode?
Bobby, I know that even in the loss of Colorado, I mean, your ability to force turnovers was really evident. And today you forced 20 turnovers by the Cougars. Do you feel that's one specific aspect that's really improving quite a bit compared to December, January?
Well, it's been our bread and butter all year, trying to be that way. Pick up our guards are unselfish, with their energy at that end of the floor. I think our rotations are getting better on the back end of our defense, where if there is a breakdown and we lose containment of the ball, or if they're screening and rolling to the basket, we're doing far better at providing help in the paint and then closing out the shooters. So that was, I think, a real positive thing for our defense today.
Trevor?
Bobby, Remy obviously struggled shooting-wise again, but had that rebound and then the steal in the final minutes to kind of help you guys finish. What do you think of just his finish, and what will conversations be like between you and him to try to get him back on track mentally?
Yeah, I think it's an example of, how far we've come, just that, that we can beat a team like this that's certainly on the rise. Washington State, Kyle's doing a great job. They have, a number of, they have great size and youth on the front court, and, really good backcourt. So, we beat a good basketball team, and we did it without, our best player, having a normal game that he's, capable of having. But you said it, he did make significant plays with the rebound and that steal were very important. And also he's just all in to win. He's Remy, even with taking him out, he didn't want to come out at the 11-minute mark. He had just hit a 3, but I wanted to get him a minute. And then we really turned it up, and other guys were playing great. And he said, "No, coach, let him go." So he sat an extra 2 or 3 minutes. I wasn't planning on keeping him there that long, but he's all in to win and not worried about, his stat line right now.
Doug?
Bobby, the shot that Alonzo made in the lane there I think it gave you guys the lead. Just what kind of degree of difficulty do you think that was for that shot?
I mean, Zoe's had a lot of practice taking those type of shots. I mean, he's a tough shot maker. That's why, we have to live, and I have to live sometimes with one that you're not pleased with. Maybe, just going too soon before, we make the defense work enough. But at that point, the game was on the line. The shot clock was winding down, and it was a one-on-one situation. He had to beat his man and then put enough loft on the shot to score it over help defense. So it was a hell of a play in a critical moment.
Adam?
Yeah. Hey, Coach. You mentioned Jalen Graham with that timely block. It seemed like he had a lot of timely defensive plays coming up with steals and blocks. How do you think that flipped the momentum? Because they usually came in those moments where you guys really needed to stop, and it ended up happening that he was in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, I mean, he's our anchor back there. He's the last line of defense, and his block in particular was one of the best defensive plays all season. Just for him to have to run the floor and make up ground and go to that as high as he went up to block that, it was unbelievably impressive. And he had other good examples. So he really did a nice job for us at that end of the floor.
Michelle?
Yeah, Coach, obviously it was a tough road trip last week. What was the key in you guys being able to flip the script and come out with the intensity that you had today?
I just think it's, getting out of the altitude, getting, back home, getting a couple of days to, transition from the regular season to, postseason. And, I just, guys, I could tell they were giving me a good vibe of just, wanting to compete, wanting to try and win a championship here. And then we showed up. I mean, they really gave a hell of an effort. Both ends of the court, exerting a lot of energy. And so I'm proud of how we played today.
Amir?
Yeah, Coach, going back to that Alonzo Verge go-ahead floater, what was the exact play that was called in the huddle?
Well, if I told you that, then I probably wouldn't be able to run that play anymore the rest of the tournament. So, but yeah, we had a couple slip screens and we were looking for something else, and what we had hoped to get didn't exactly materialize. But if you're looking at the game and who should have had the ball, if the game was on the line in this particular game, certainly I think Zoe had deserved the right to decide it based on how he had played throughout the game offensively. And you gotta respect just how, because we drew up a play for him to get a three, and he had a wide open three in the left corner. And then he wasn't able to handle the pass from Remy. So a lot of guys would kind of put their head down and not be ready to have another response. And Zoe showed a lot of maturity, to be able to make that play again in crunch time.
Couple more questions. Chris?
Bobby, what are some of the keys to getting turned around really quickly in the tournament environment? And also, what do you think about the matchup against Oregon, given that they don't have a lot of size similar to you?
Yeah, it's recovery now. We emptied the tank today. Washington State showed a lot of grit, a lot of guts, how they played. They got some really good guards and they're big. So it was, we had to give everything we had to survive this game today. And now just get back and recover. And, we've had the opportunity to play Oregon, so we've seen them before, and we have to, watch some film later today and then just hit the reset button and get ready for another early game tomorrow morning.
Michael?
Yeah, Coach, obviously congrats on the win. To kind of piggyback off that, I mean, you've been in your playing career, coaching career, close games, and yeah, it's a tougher road playing today, but what does this kind of victory overall do for a team in general in your eyes? I mean, like you said, going to play top-rated Oregon team, but what does it do for momentum and just overall psyche of a team when you get a gritty win like this?
Yeah, it's important. You feel like, hey, if I'm in these situations, we know how to get it done. And, I think we were in a lot of dogfights like this throughout the year, and some of them didn't go our way. We lost 2 games at the buzzer this year, and, UCLA both times could have gone either way. And none of them resulted in victories, but you hopefully learn lessons from those type of games, and you learn how to win. At this time of year, these are the kinds of games you're going to see. There's rarely a team that's, if their season's on the line, is going to come out uninspired or flat, and then you're going to have an easy victory. You're going to have to go toe to toe with someone the rest of the year. So hopefully we're battle tested enough for that.
Thanks for the time, Coach.
Thank you.